everybody, and welcome back to my channel. I am your host with the most, Norman, and today, on this special edition of HubTalk, we are going to be talking about the fast work plan for the Queens Bus Network Redesign Plan. Now, this morning when I was on Instagram, one of my followers asked me, what is the purpose of the Bus Network Redesign Plan? Well, the Bus Network Redesign Plan is for is for is for the MTA to go to various sections of the borough and do surveys with their customers based on the cleanliness of the bus, the equipment use of the bus, reliability, reliability of service, and how fast do they get from point A to point B. Okay, now as you can see that this document was released back on April 15th, 2019. This was also released on the same day as the L train slowdown document PowerPoint plan, which I did a coverage on a couple months earlier this year, right after the right after the slowdown commenced. Okay, so guys, without further ado, let's go on with the commentary. Let's get this commentary started. Alright. Yeah, this happens every time. This happens every time, bruh. Every time. Slide number 2. Alright. The fast forward plan. Its priorities: to transform the subway system, reimagine the bus network, accelerate accessibility, and engage and empower employees. Okay, we already know about the MTA's plans to transform the subway. I also did a commentary on that late last year as well. Talk about CBTC implementation for the entire subway system. We already know that the L train is already CBTC, L line is already CBTC equipped. The 7 line, as of this year, became 100% CBTC. Alright? And we all know that Queens Boulevard, 8th Avenue line in Manhattan, and as well as the Lexington Avenue line in Manhattan will become 100% CBTC in 5 years. And then 5 more years after that, you've got various subway lines out in Brooklyn. You got the IND 6th Avenue line, the BMT Broadway line. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that 5 years along with Queens Boulevard, 8th Avenue, and Lexington, the Crosstown G subway line will also become CBTC as well. And also, I was mentioning you got the IND 6th Avenue line, the IRT 7th Avenue line, the BMT Broadway line, as well as the rest of the subway lines out in the Bronx will become CBTC equipped. Just in time, it'll be more than enough ready, more than enough just in time for the delivery of the R211s and as well as the R262s further down the line. Okay, reimagine the bus network. I discussed that earlier. Bring the entire bus system into the 21st century with new buses with renewable, clean, alternative energy. Accelerate accessibility. Okay, buses wheelchair equipped. Accelerate accessibility. Um, accelerate accessibility is having buses equipped with wheelchairs. It's having wheelchair people enter the bus and more wheelchair ramps for more wheelchair bound people to use the subway system. But we also have accessorized for that, so I want to see that. So I want to see this as a major contributing factor because you already have accessibility for that. All right. Engage and empower employees. Okay. Engage and empower employees is to get the MTA employees to talk to the people, answer any type of questions or concerns that the people who use the subway system have. Sorry. Yeah. Foundations, agility and accountability. It means that MTA must take accountability for the day-to-day operations that goes on in the system. Moving on. Safety, security, and resilience. Okay? Safety, security, and resilience is for all of the MTA, all of the New Yorkers who uses the MTA system to have safety and a sense of security while riding the subway system. You don't have to worry about no crime. You don't have to worry about anything happening on the ground or whatever, or out on the streets, because you will have that sense of security and reliability. Yeah. Customer service and communication. This is where that comes in. This is where communication. Yeah, this is where the community comes in, okay? The transit community come in, right? Customer service and communication is to let you guys know if anything's happening to your line, if any stops are going to be skipped, if there's any type of detour going on the roads while you're riding your bus, or have any weekend planned service changes while you're using the subway system. While using the subway system. So that right there is what's known as customer service, customer service and communication. What does reimagining the bus network entail? A holistic, blank slate approach looking fresh at Queens from a fresh perspective. Full assessment of all local SBS and express bus service in the area in coordination with NYCT. More like in coordination with MTA's Long Island bus, because let me tell y'all something. Nice ain't nice at all. Nice is not nice at all. They have done more damage to Nassau County than what MTA could have ever done. I know that Nassau County executives were mad as hell at the MTA when they cut certain bus service back in 2010, and then a year later, the MTA threatened the county, wanting more money to have these buses in operation. Otherwise, they're gonna cut more service. So you know what? Nassau County got fed up with the MTA. Nassau County took all of the bus routes it has in its name and put it under a private private transportation company named Viola Transdev, or whatever the hell it's called. And it's been horrible. It's been more horrible ever since. I just hope that one day Nassau County executives as well as the MTA can put their differences aside, start a clean slate, and just for the Long Island bus to be part of the overall transportation network renovation plan or renovation project. Okay? And just think, if Long Island bus was still with the MTA, they too would have gotten their own re- redesigned network bus plan with their name on it. A look at current and future market needs and travel trends. An analysis of bus performance and reliability to support an increase of bus priority in Queens to provide a faster, more reliable travel times. introduction of more comfortable, environmentally sustainable buses, and in collaboration with New York City Transportation on bus priority. So what all that means is MTA is going to go to visit every section of Queens we can name. Jamaica, Long Island City, Astoria, Flushing, down in the Rockaways, Maspeth, Forest Hills, Jackson Heights, you name it. You name it. Okay? Any major section of Queens, you name it. You name it. That's where the MTA is gonna go to do surveys, to talk to the people about their day-to-day commute, and see whatever improvements that they're gonna have. Okay? Introduction of more comfortable environmentally sustainable buses. So far, we've got the 2019 new flyer. No, scratch that. 2017 to 2019 New Flyer XC40s, as well as the 2018 2019 Novabus LFSs, as well as the 2016-2017 New Flyer XC60 Excelsior Arctics. And there's much more new buses to come. Okay, next year we're gonna have a new bus order coming into effect for an order of 275 new hybrid electric vehicle buses, okay, with a 60-40 split between New Flyer for the XZE40s and a Novabus for the LFS HEVs, and an extra 25 buses for the MTA Bus Company. Why are we reimagining the Queens Bus Network? The Queens Bus Network has not sustainably changed in decades. Many follow old trolley routes. Hey, if you guys know any trolley routes at all, please drop them in the comment section below. I repeat, if you guys know any bus routes here in Queens that were once operated by trolleys back in the good old days, like in the 1940s or so, drop them down in the comment section below and let me know. As our customers need change, we must change with them. My issue with the MTA is, why did it take for the customers to say something to finally make a change? This is 2019 now. Times change. You must change with the times, okay? You know what they all saying. When times change, you must change too. Alright? Okay. Queens continues to see major changes in all sectors: residential, commercial, institutional, with Jamaica, Flushing, and Long Island City booming. Because each section, like Jamaica, Flushing, Long Island City, they have apartments over there, like along Archer Avenue, one on Sutton, one on 168th Street, across the street from both the Home Depot, and as well as across the street from the 104th Auxiliary Unit for the New York Army National Guard. And we even recently, over a year ago, finished building an apartment right on Archer Avenue and 165th Street. Okay? We just finished that. You understand me? We finished renovating buildings and buildings and apartments and apartments and apartments. Alright? When you go out to Jamaica Avenue, you see all these new restaurants, such as you see all these new stores and new restaurants all on the same block, right on 160th Street and Jamaica Avenue. You got Chipotle, Panda Express, H&M, and Burlington Coat Factory. Okay? That's Jamaica right there. And I'm pretty sure that they got new stores in Flushing. Hell, I've been to Flushing before. Flushing is fine the way it is. You got the 7 train there. You got numerous bus routes running around that vicinity. So despite flushing need improvements right there and here and there, they're fine as well. As for Long Island City, eh, meh. Long Island City, they got some buses running here and there. Got some bus routes from Brooklyn, B32, B40, B32, B62, and some other Queens bus networks, some other Queens bus routes as well. So that's doing good as well. Bus ridership in Queens and across New York City has been decreasing because the service that the MTA has is 100% crap. When you have crappy service, your ridership goes down. When you provide the most crappiest service to your customers, people are going to get fed up and use other means of transportation. If you do not fix what you have, it's going to get way worse than what it is right now. Okay? The only reason bus ridership has been decreasing in Queens because the bus ridership in Queens is absolute crap. And these bus operators are not making it any better. They see you coming towards the bus, they just close the door on you and just drive off. I have that crap happen to me a couple of times, right? Alright? And it's not cool at all. It's not cool at all. Bus speeds have slowed as congestion has worsened. Okay, the bus speeds have slowed down is because of the overall traffic conditions in the streets of New York. Okay? You got cars parking the bus stops, vehicles right on the bus lane, and even you got these trucks that are doing their local deliveries. They're either on the bus stop, at the bus lane. It's hectic. It's very hectic. Job growth in Queens is accelerating at many venues located farther away from the subway, for example, at universities, hospitals, and airports. Okay. Located farther away from the subway. Here's my alternative. Buses, no. Areas should have a huge increased flux of bus service in areas that are not accessible by the subway. Let me say this again. The areas that are farthest away from subway stations needs to have a huge flux of increase in bus service, okay? Because if y'all know, subway service only goes far up as to Jamaica and Flushing. After Jamaica and Flushing heading up east, you already know that's all buses, baby. You got the Long Island Railroad, but that Long Island Railroad could do so much. It's all buses, baby. It's all buses. All buses all the time. What can you do? What can you do? Snapshot of the Queens bus network. 77 local bus routes with an average of 700,000 weekday customers. 30 express bus routes within the 14,000 average weekday customers. Queens local bus ridership has declined 2.5% between 2016 and 2017. Queens express bus ridership is down 1% between 2016 and 2017. Bus speeds continue to decline 3% slower since 2015 at 8.9 miles per hour. That rhyme, you know what? You know what? Let's round that number up to 9 miles per hour. Do you read this? Do you read this bullet point, ladies and gentlemen? Bus speeds decline at 2015 since 2015 at 9 miles per hour. At 8.9 miles per hour, which is nearly 9 miles per hour. Okay, guys, do you see the snapshot right here? That is the entire Queens Bus Network. Okay, okay. The Queens Bus Network consists with a minority of NYCT bus routes, with the vast majority of them being MTA's bus company routes. Bus company routes, okay? Coming out from 4 to 5 out of the 7 private bus companies. Bus companies, okay? Which is Green Line. Green Line Incorporated. Jamaica Buses Inc. Queens Coach, Queens Surface Corp. Triborough Bus Corp. And Liberty Express. Alright? Liberty Express for the QBX1, now Q50 Limited, which is now, which one of them is now the Q50 Limited, which operates between Flushing Main Street Subway System, Flushing Main Street Subway Station, and Co-op City up in the Bronx. But since the Bronx bus network, which I'm gonna get into it in a little while, in a couple of slides from here, okay? How do we get there? All recommendations will be focused on improving the customer experience with attention given to expanding bus priority improvements in collaboration with the New York City Department of Transportation. They're providing high frequency, high capacity bus service on major corridors. Improving bus stop spacing to speed up customers' commute times. Modifying bus routes that are low performing and circuitous, reducing route redundancy and subway competition, improving off-peak service frequency and coverage. Okay, this is what this is this. Okay, okay, guys. Okay, you guys, ladies and gentlemen, and all those who are watching. This right here is a coverage, or is a little bit of medicine. It's a little taste of what the bus system, the whole bus network redesign plan is all about. This is just a slither, a lick of what's yet to come with this redesign plan for Queens. For Queens. Okay, public outreach, Bronx bus redesign. Okay, for those of you who have not noticed, earlier this month, I did a coverage of the Bronx Bus Network redesign plan. Okay? I did it. That was back in the springtime. It was back in May or so. So, that was back in May or so, okay? Yes, so as you guys now already noticed, the Bronx already has bus routes that they wanna reconstruct and redesign, okay? And one of them is the Q50 bus route from Queens. Well, that serves the Queens and the Bronx. With one of them, with the Q50 operating between the Flushing Main Street Station here in Queens and going all the way up to the Baisely Park 6 train station up in the Bronx, which could be the projected last stop for the Q50 Limited, if and only when and if these new plans becomes finalized and official. Okay, that's that. And it also can have a huge impact on Queens riders too. We'll just have to see until Queens drop until just have to wait and see for Queens to drop their routes that they want to change up. Okay? Yes, in-person intercept surveys canvassed 12 key locations, nearly 2,000 surveys completed. Online survey opened between September and December of 2018. Oh, guys, as you may not notice, online survey is going on for Queens riders and Queens Redesign plus bus plan. So you might as well get a drop on that right now before they close up that one too. Nearly 750 surveys completed. Open house. Upcoming opportunities to provide feedback on draft plan on both the draft and the final plans. Community board meetings. Primary sources of information. The quantitative. Metricard data provides information on which routes customers are boarding or time of day. Yeah, yeah, they can look up the computer up in HQ, up in HQ and see what type of and see which car was used on which route and whatever and so on and so forth. Okay. GPS data feeds to bus time provide information on bus performance, which help identify where customers are boarding. Okay. Other external includes NYC travel data, DCP demographic and development information, FHV data. Alright, that's the quantitative. The qualitative. Observation supports qualitative data and also validates automatically collected data. Survey research provides insights on questions that cannot be answered by existing data sources or are in qualitative in nature. Public feedbacks. You got your workshops, written feedback, web-based comments, informal outreach at bus stops, on buses, and at key transfer points, and last but not least, at major transit hubs right here in Queens. Okay. Okay, back in spring when I covered the bus network plan for the Boogie Down Bronx, for the Boogie Down Bronx and the boys and girls for Boogie Down Bronx, right? Everything was set to be completed for 2019. Everything was going to get done in 2019 because the Bronx started their bus network redesign plan in late 2018 and they're going to be done by hopefully by the end of this year or so, okay? Now for Queens Bus Network Redesign Project Timeline. The project announcement was back in April. The kickoff board plan was also in April. You got the kickoff project. You got the kickoff project open house public, as well as the community board presentations and existing and develop existing conditions report all throughout the month of May and June, with the conditions report planning continuing in August. Release existing conditions report in August, okay. Existing conditions outreach, presentation, community boards also in August as well as September. And in September, October, and November, you got develop alternative scenarios, and in November only, you also got release draft plan of alternative scenarios. As well in November, you got World Board and Community Board presentations in both November and December. And in December, you got the draft plan outreach going on out to the new year of 2020 in January and February. And in March, April, and May, you got develop final plan, and in April you got the release plan. And last but not least, in April and in May, you got the final plan outreach, board president, community board presentations, and the final plan outreach for public open houses. Okay, so for release draft plan of alternate scenarios and release final plan, and you got in November 2019 as well as in April 2020. The bus routes, that MTA chooses to help to redesign dine in Queens will be released, like I said, in November 2019, as well in May, as well in April 2020. Thank you. new.mta.info / queensbus redesign, hashtag queensbus redesign, hashtag fast forward NYC. Wow, that's a beautiful picture right along the cemetery of Woodhaven Boulevard. Right on the cemetery of Woodhaven Boulevard, you got your dedicated bus lane on the Q53 heading out towards Rockaway Park Beach 116th Street. Okay? And guys, I would like to talk to you guys about my video plans. I know that I promised you the Toronto transit clips. Like, I still have it. Like, it's been pushed back for a while because I've been busy all throughout the summer all throughout the summer, and as earlier this year too as well, between part-time work and full-time school and me helping to get my driver's license or whatever you. But just because now I'm proud to say that I finally have my driver's license now. But just because I have a driver's license, that doesn't mean I won't stop riding transit. So don't get it twisted now. So let's not get that twisted, okay? Just because I have a driver's license, that will not stop me from using the transit system here in New York. Okay? Do not get it twisted. Because in order for you to drive around New York City, you gotta pay for gasoline. And that's like every other week or so. And you better hope the gasoline in your gas tank lasts for you like a good 2 or 3 weeks, because gas ain't cheap. Gasolina ain't cheap, honey. Cause boy, son, nah. Gasolina ain't cheap. Gasolina is not cheap here in New York City. Whoever said that gas is cheap here in New York City, they are lying to you. They are a bunch of liars. They lied. They lied. Mm, they lied. Alright? But in realness though, I plan to do more videos. More videos in the fall. Starting with the XC60s on the new XC60s on the B44, the M15, and coming soon to the B46, because Flatbush Depot, right? They got some new. They're getting a grand total of 57 XC60s for full articulation of SBS B44 and for partial articulation for SBS B46. You'll still have the XC40s still on the B46 still. But just note, just some of the some of the XC40s that are currently in the SBS scheme will be decommissioned from SBS duty. It will serve the local and limited services. Alright? And another thing, we are now living in a post RTS era of mass transit here in New York City, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, New York City was the last city to ever run and to retire these RTSs. Okay? We were the last city to retire the RTSs. Can you believe that? Because we are just that good. Because New York City, we are New Yorkers, and we are just that good. We are just that good, okay? A lot of other city a lot of transit agencies around the world retired their buses earlier in the 2010s. All right, just want y'all to remember that. Okay, okay, that's that. And another thing that I want to say that this week starting this past Sunday, the B38 in Brooklyn, the Q12 here in Queens, and the BX35 out in the Bronx are now full-blown articulated bus routes. Okay? With the B38 and the Q12 using the 2012-2013 XD60s from both that once served the Bronx bus division of the Kingsbridge Depot and the Pelham Bay/Gun Hill bus depot. Okay? The only bus that will not be joining them is 4749 because, as we all remember, 4799 got written off because it suffered severe damage over at the Pelham Bay/Gun Hill bus depot out in the Bronx, inside the depot. And this past year, the 2009 or 2010 Novabus LFS unit number 1201, the back of the bus was caught on fire. So that bus has been written off as well. So far, we have retired all the RTSs, all the D60HS, all of. Listen. I'm gonna summarize this in one sentence. We've retired all of the pre 2005 Orion 7 CNG buses. Oh yes. And so far we have retired all of the first gen 2002 2004 Orion 7 first gen buses, and we're currently retiring all of the remaining 2004 2005 Orion 7 second generation buses. And you see a huge influx of Orion 7 NGs being shipped around from depot to depot to depot. Even some Nova buses and some new flyers gone to the even you even got some Nova LFSs as well as some new flyer XC6 XC40s getting to the mix of being shipped around as well. Now in this picture right here, the only reason you see all the even number 2017 XC60 units being used on the Q52 and Q53 because originally the Q52 and Q53 were not supposed to get those buses. Those buses belong to New York City Transit. Okay? And once East New York Depot is finished reconstructing their depot to accommodate articulated buses, as well as the MTA bus company gets their order in for the 2019 New Flyer XC60s. The current New Flyer XC60s from 2017 that's currently being used on the Q52 and Q53 SBS will head on over to Brooklyn to be used for the B82 SBS. Okay? And you know something? The only reason the MTA utilized the 2012-2013 XC60s from the Bronx to transfer them to both Brooklyn and Queens collectively is because this is all a money making thing with the MTA. Okay, they only did that just to save their asses some money. Okay, just to save their asses some money because they don't want to wait until the next capital plan program to get some buses in to make some bus routes 100% full blown articulated. Okay, they don't want to wait till 2020 when the new capital plan program starts. Okay, so the 2020 275 order plus the 25 for the MTA bus company makes it a total of 300 hybrid electric vehicles between New Flyer and Novabus. That's not going in effect until 2020. That is going to be part of the 2020-2024 capital plan program. Okay? 2020 capital plan program. Okay? This is all just a money saving thing with them. Because MTA, who you trying to fool? You can't fool me. I know what you're doing. You cannot. Seriously, you can't fool me because I know your little games. I know what you've been up to. Okay, you can't fool. You can't. And guys, please be mindful that we are in the final year of the 2015 to 2019 capital plan program. This is the final year. Final year. We only have September. We're in September, so we have all of this month as well as the next 3 months for this 2015 to 2019 capital plan program, and then in 2020 the new program starts. Catching on what I'm putting down? Oh yeah. So that's it for the video. Like I said before, be prepared to see more commentaries coming up in the next couple of weeks or so. Be prepared to see more transit videos on the go low, and be prepared for more excitement because Transportation Hub is ready to get the wheel rolling again. I am freaking ready to get the wheel rolling again. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to my commentary for today. Tune in for my commentary for today. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel for more information, for more hot, fresh transit content. Don't forget to like, rate, comment, and share this video. And if you have any questions and concerns about this Queens Network plan, drop them down in the comment section below. And lastly, if you guys know any bus routes that are currently following the old trolley routes, please drop the route's name down in the comment section below because I need to hear it. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. I am Norman with the Transportation Hub signing off on this Hub Talk edition, and I will see all of you guys at the next stop.